6:45. Any public comments? We scared to get away?
I think so.
That's that.
Okay. Farewells, no public comments. Motion to pass the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
You with us?
No. Was that Wally or George?
George.
George and who else?
Who seconded?
Yeah.
John.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustees George Duberstein,
Aye.
Kreese,
Aye.
Koval, Jarnowski,
Aye.
Georgianne Duberstein, and Chanellis. Motion carried.
Okay, reports, finance, John.
Yes, working on the budget.
And it's an interesting one. Why don't you just give the board a brief idea of your timeline that you're kind of looking at?
So we are hoping to have the draft by the March board meeting so that we can present and approve it at the April one, so that we will again have a budget for when the fiscal year starts, unlike other bodies of government that seem to pass them much later after the fiscal year has already started, so we know what we're working with.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John. Public Works, Wally? Yeah. Going to start with the January water report. 5,863 gallons were pumped and treated, average of 190,000 gallons use per day. All testing of the potable water was absent of bacteria and deemed satisfactory. Met with Mike, had discussions on the budget reductions, which leads me to this report because it's kind of long, so I'll go right into that. Okay. Pull the microphone over just a little bit more. I got too much stuff in the way. Okay, now we're there. Okay, listed below are the items the Public Works Department is working on or completed over the last few weeks. I met with Steve Zahner and Rob Orchard from Robinson Engineering to finalize the details of our road resurfacing for this upcoming summer. We will be resurfacing Deer Point, Deer Run Drive, and Caribou Drive, and approximate cost for the project will be $183,700 plus engineering fees. We will also be doing crack filling this summer. Those roads will be determined at a later date. All funds for this project will be taken out of the MFT budget. Little correction there, MFT and some general funds. So we're going to do enough on the MFT. Okay. We completed about 90% of the hazardous tree removal behind State Farm building. Unfortunately, with the unusually warm weather, we are going to have to wait till the ground dries up to remove all the bigger logs and stumps. Once the project is complete, we will return and black dirt and seed all of the damaged areas that occurred. And now, due to the budget cuts, I removed $10,000 from the sidewalk curb replacement budget, $22,500 from the garage doors for the Public Works building, and $23,000 from the new inside heaters for the Public Works building. The heaters date back to 1994, so replacement will have to be done eventually. As for now, we haven't had any issues with them, and they are still functioning. I also cut $8,000 from the salt purchasing budget. Currently, I have only ordered 173 tons of salt for this year, and a total of 550 tons we have earmarked for us. Of the 550 tons earmarked for us. Or, if I may, unless he explains. Yeah, he's coming. It's coming up. Okay, and we are committed to take at least 80% of which is 440 tons. Where whatever the balance of the 440 tons that we don't order, Morton Salt said they will store the salt during the summer, and we can take delivery in the next winter. So with the 100 tons of salt that I cut, we should be fine for the next winter season. Hopefully it doesn't snow that much. We use about 12 tons of salt per snow event. And that's it. Anything else? Okay. All right, very good. Community events, George? Thank you.
I reported the last meeting on the recycling and shredding event, so there's nothing more right now. With regard to the Civil War reenactment, we finally decided on the battle we will be performing, and that's the Battle of Wise Fork, North Carolina in 1865, part of the Carolina campaign. And this battle was one of the three that brought a close to the war. And it was just before Bentonville, which was the last battle of Sherman's March to the Sea. Last year we had the prelude to Atlanta, and that was the beginning of Sherman's March to the Sea. And this battle will be at the end of that march. And so the theme for this year's event will be prelude to the war's end.
Okay. Just one question. I see that the link today in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Is that going to affect your?
I have been thinking about maybe adding. We have had in the last couple of years the only black Northern War correspondent on a major newspaper. He's been at all of our events, and he did some
Presentations?
yeah, I guess you'd call it that, last year. I had thought about possibly adding Harriet Tubman, especially since there's been a movie about her this year. But she's very expensive, and I don't know how that would work out. So we are looking at some of the aspects to get the black participation of the black history of the event as well. Maybe not as much as I would like, but at least we're looking at.
If you didn't catch what Wally was referring to, Wakanda, or the Lake County Forest Reserve, is going to have the reenactment again next year. They canceled last year.
But there was some, reading some of the comments of some of the powers that be, is they were a little concerned that there wasn't enough depiction of the black participation in that period of history. And that was maybe what they were expecting some of the protests to be about. I think they made a little more of the issue of protests that really didn't occur at all last year, but that was the excuse for canceling. So we haven't had any kind of problem that I'm aware of, and I hope that you don't expect it either. Of course, we've had great support from our police department.
Okay, before I move on to Georgianne, the chief, you haven't been around for a while, and I mean, that's fine, because we haven't any riots here while you're going. But anything that you want to share? Anything?
No, I have nothing. I was just here to see Jim off, say hi.
Community's been for about 4 or 5 months. You guys have seen the monthly crime stats that we get, so I assume it's much the same. People stealing things out of unlocked cars and open garages.
Yeah, not even that lately. It's been very, very good here.
I asked Chief a few weeks ago that we put a new stop sign in on East Bighorn and Emerson, and I noticed somebody in the transition just running right through it. So I asked him to put some more watch on it, and he just, going in today, tonight, people have caught on. So they haven't had to hang any tickets, but they've had some squads sitting there as a deterrent, and evidently it worked. Okay. Nothing else major?
Including us. Everything else is good.
Yeah. Now, I heard you tell Jim you're putting a lot of time in the street.
Yeah, I am.
Are you down personnel?
Especially the streets here. It's a better thing. Because I know all of them.
Okay, yeah. Are you down personnel?
No, I mean, we're the usual. We're down one. Workman's comp issue. We have another one that's out injured. But besides that, no, we're hoping to hire one soon. But everything's going great.
Okay.
So no, I can't complain. It's just we have two commanders. Actually, probably this. The two patrol commanders now out on the street. So where we used to have a commander who was upstairs that commanded the patrol division, and we had 4 sergeants and 4 shifts. Now we have those 4 sergeants and their shifts. We have 2 patrol commanders out also. So there's a lot more supervision out here than there used to be. So when decisions have to be made or people need a supervisor at the scene or something like that, they're readily available. So.
One other thought comes to mind, pardon me for not letting you know this was coming. Does the PD receive many complaints concerning the gun club?
It was going for a while. We were receiving some complaints. I have a feeling that there must have been either some Facebook thing or something where a group got together and all kind of sort of complained about the same time. Okay. And then again it went away. And I think you provided an explanation to almost anybody that was complaining about exactly what's happening out there and what the history is. And I think people understand it. They might not like it, but I think they understand.
Okay.
Get them to put sounds or something.
I sent, pretty certain I sent it to the board members, but just as a quick reminder, and this is something Jim found for us, there is a state appellate court decision that says we can't do anything about it, and there is also a state law that says we cannot put out any ordinances regarding sound. So I got a complaint, probably 2 weeks ago from a Grays Lake resident, and now I have a standard email that I copied to them indicating those 2 things and giving them reference points where they can look if they so desire. I do not tell them that if they really want some sort of relief, they'll have to talk to their state legislator. Hopefully they can figure that out on their own.
I think I always move.
And I am not going to be the one to recommend that. Okay.
Just kidding.
Great Age Club, Georgianne.
Our next meeting is the first Thursday of the month at 10:30 here at the Village Hall. It'll probably be games and gab, just a social hour. I don't remember if I mentioned it at the last meeting, but the Illinois Department of Aging has increased the level of income that's required in order to get a reduction on your license tags and also to get free transportation on fixed routes like Metra and CTA and PACE. So if you go to the Illinois Department of Aging, it will have the information. Is a substantial decrease in the cost of your license plates if you qualify.
It's an income qualification?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. It went from 27 something to 33 something for a single person, and then there are different rates for 2 people's household or 3 people's household.
Anything else?
Did she say decrease or increase? It's
Increase.
an increase in the
Range.
that the
You're allowed to make
the
more money and still
maximum
get
that
it.
they can have as income in order to qualify went from 27 something, I can get the exact.
That's okay.
To
That's okay.
33,000.
How much is the discount?
Pardon?
How much is the discount?
Well, somebody said that they got it for like $28, so it's a substantial difference. And the transportation thing, if you qualify, it's for free transportation. Seniors get a half price reduction, and there's no qualifications for that. But to get it free, there's an income requirement.
All right. Thank you, Georgianne.
Sure.
Kathy?
Okay, so we have a new hot dog sandwich shop coming into town. They're hoping to open May 1st, next to Starbucks. And they're gonna be called Chicago Dogs, I believe. Yeah, he called yesterday, I forgot to tell you.
Sure, there goes your base.
Isn't that the name of our semi-pro
It is.
baseball team? I wonder if they're allowed to use that name.
I don't know.
Well, that's for them to figure out.
Right, just saying.
We also have been approached by a health food store with a juice bar by Hainesville Print and Copy, so they're looking at that open space. Business license renewals are being sent out in the next week or two, and then we will be open here on election day for voting for Hainesville residents from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I want to thank George and Georgianne because they open and close the village hall for us that day. So Roseanne and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Along those lines, another thought to share. Firestone is getting closer to breaking ground. We talked to the developer today. We don't have the exact date, but they're getting closer. In conversation with the owners, one of the owners, they indicated, you've heard that Subway will probably go over. And that's still a probably because of the drive-in portion. The owners informed me that a Little Caesars Pizza is showing great interest in opening in the new Firestone building. For those of you who may like that, whatever.
If you don't want the health food.
Yeah. So we've got, it's kind of good. It looks like we've got new businesses coming to town. And that's kind of an enjoyable feeling. For my report and Kathy's, Kathy got a call today, and I kind of want your input, not that we have to reach a decision today. She got a call from the American Association of University Women, AAUW, they had a place where they usually held their monthly meeting, and they're talking how many people roughly? 45 women?
45 women.
And they were asking about using our hall. Now, we've let, obviously, Swalco uses it, but we have a connection to Swalco. Avon Township has used it. Obviously, we have a connection to them. We use it for an election site. Generally, we have not, to date, charged, well, we haven't charged in, but we haven't allowed non-related groups to use the village hall. 45 women, coffee, cookies, setup. Something else we have to consider in the big picture is Public Works will have to do setup, tear down, clean up. If someone's going to use our building, we need to have someone here. Georgianne covered that last one, but typically it's been Kathy or one of the ladies. And that's, if someone's going to rent it, I think that cost ought to be covered. I need some input. What are your thoughts?
Wait, can I say a few things
Certainly.
first? We used to have the town home association meetings here. And we basically stopped that because they were here, I think it was 6:30 to 8:30, 9 o'clock. So not only do one of us girls have to be here during the day, then we have to come back, and then we have to come in early the next day. So when Linda was mayor, she put a kibosh on that. And now this group wants to come in from 6:30 to 9:30. So I said to the mayor, you know, one of us could come in late that day, start late, and then cover the meeting. But 9:30, they probably won't be out of here till 10. And that's a long day for, us, and then we have to come back the next day. So that's my input.
Now, we've made one adjustment on a common practice. That Kathy used to work full day, then come and stay through and stay in the board meetings. I changed that. Took a while to beat her into it, but she comes in now at 11 o'clock on board days and then stays straight through because she's getting too wiped out. So, thoughts, should we allow it? if we allow it, do we charge? And if we charge, how much do we charge? Once again, we're not making a decision right now, but I need some guidance so I can make a decision.
And they don't want to do this every month. This is just they usually are out in Waukegan or Zion, and those places are busy that day. So she talked to the League of Women Voters because they were just here Thursday, and so she called and said, hey.
But if we do it for a non-associated group, for one group, we gotta,
Yeah, I don't like the precedent.
Yeah, I
Right.
could, unless you want to make it a Monday making proposition, but, when the townhome boards were in here, we didn't charge them, did we?
definitely associated to the
Yeah,
town.
I certainly wouldn't do it without charging them something. And how often would they want to meet?
This is just a one-time deal. I mean, she's, like I said, they have a spot that they normally use, but it's busy the day that they want to do this.
Oh, I
So-
thought
My,
there was-
my tentativeness is when I was worked at Belline High School, we kind of had an open door, you know, okay, somebody wants to use our facilities, all right, here it is. And it just